Happy Sunday, YouTube. I hope you're having a good day. I had a pretty good day myself. I'm in the Mustang, so you know it's a good day. I'm not in the truck. But it is Labor Day weekend, and to all of my brethren and sistren out there on the road this weekend, still keeping it going. If I was wearing a hat, I'd take it off to you. Thank you very much for what you're doing. Hopefully you get a chance to capitalize on some time home at some point in the not too distant future. But if you're working hard this weekend, I salute you. You are a better driver than I will say that quite happily. But it does appear that there might be some good news overall for the trucking industry, at least maybe a little bit. I'm not sure how long this will last, but I was honestly expecting to see fuel continue to trend sharply upward in price. However, in Illinois, outside of Chicago, around Chicago, and away from Chicago, heading south into central Illinois and then also north towards Wisconsin, surprisingly, fuel prices seem to have either stabilized or decreased ever so slightly. It's not like we're suddenly coming out of the woods here and we're into the bright sunshine. It's still not going to be super great fuel price wise, and I'm hoping this is a trend that will continue and prices will continue to decline back towards a more, shall we say, sustainable level. I'm not expecting it, but I can hope, and hope springs eternal. Hope is what keeps us all going, and in many other cases keeps us from going insane. Hoping for a better tomorrow and a good payday to finance it. But yeah, I was expecting Labor Day weekend to be nasty in terms of fuel prices, because I fueled in, now to be fair, Indiana fuel prices are way higher than Illinois, and to me that's very strange because Illinois has much higher taxes than Indiana. So why Indiana is charging more for their fuel, honestly, I don't know. If there's any Indiana experts on why Indiana fuel is more expensive in some places than Illinois fuel, please do in the comments sound off. Educate me, please inform me. I would be very much appreciative of learning why that is, because I think it's weird. I don't understand it, but oh well, that's just the way it is. Because diesel at Love's Travel Stops on Interstate 90 northwest of Chicago is, the highest price is $4.58 a gallon up by Rockford, Illinois, that I was looking at, and I'm sorry, $4.68 at the state line of Illinois and Wisconsin, and then it's $4.58 by Rockford, and then it's $4.53 at a town called Hampshire, which is one of my go-to travel stops, at least when I'm in the area. It's a nice truck stop. Anyway, end of last week, well, before Friday, more accurately, I was looking ahead at some fuel prices, and fuel, I think, was trending towards, $4.70 plus in those same areas. And now it's, $4.60 or less, which is a really good sign. It gives me hope that just maybe things will not go insane, but I'm still expecting things to go insane. I have no real faith that the doomsayers about the energy markets are not, at least in some capacity, correct. I do expect energy costs to go up significantly in the very near future, which will translate to higher costs at the pumps for us as truckers. And it will also mean, yes, we will have to negotiate for higher rates from the brokers and or our direct customers, who in turn will have to increase prices for their customers as well. It's just, the cycle will perpetuate. It's just the way it's going to be. It's not fun. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish there was something that could be done that would enable that to not be the case. But until energy policy becomes sensible in the United States again and becomes an issue that transcends party politics, whether you're, shall we say, skewing more towards the red side of things or the blue side of things, domestic energy needs to be an issue where we need common ground politically, because in order for us as a nation to truly move past petroleum products as the factual linchpin of our economy, we need to first assert and maintain our own domestic energy independence, and then set the stage for a transition to renewable blended fuels first. I think that'll be a way forward, where we get more bio-blend fuels in order to extend our energy reserves, in order to keep prices competitive, in order to ensure that we're not just going to be guzzling up all of our available petroleum options. And then so that as we get closer and closer to a true breakthrough in the next platform for transportation, we have already ensured that we have energy taken care of until we're ready to make that transition. And then when we make that transition, we can begin, in my pipe dream idealized view of things, slowly but surely the infrastructure to support the next generation, the next evolution of powered transportation, whether that's a hydrogen fuel cell, which I think will be the most successful option down the pipeline, or some other replacement that will still enable internal combustion to be the primary method, but with a cleaner, leaner, meaner, greener fuel. Whatever it ends up being, whether it's a petroleum-based product that's just blended very well and it's just cleaner and more efficient somehow, or if it's a completely new fuel system entirely, like on hydrogen or something else, the key for us to be able to get to that next phase in motive power, whether that's a car like this Mustang, or my Kenworth truck, or, you know, locomotives for the railroads, or aircraft, whatever the case may be, I believe very strongly we need to assert our own energy independence, which is why energy policy needs to transcend party politics, because the hard left is not getting it right, and the hard right, in a lot of ways, is wrong. We need policy that is going to benefit everyone, not just cater to one side or the other. And we've got to find that middle ground that works for the majority of, well, everyone. That's my idealized pipe dream. Now, how that actually works, I don't know. I'm not that smart, at least not today. But that's what I think the way forward is going to be. And that's what I believe needs to happen, because as soon as we have energy independence, then we can set the stage for what comes next. But if we're desperate for the alternative to petroleum-based energy, we're not going to make the right choice and set policy that is actually going to make sense for the vast majority of the economy. We will not be able to enable or maintain or sustain proper energy policy in order to ensure that the economy will not suffer so drastically that upheaval causes electoral changes which upend what needs to happen in order for true change to happen in how we do energy, how we produce it, how we consume it, and how we utilize it in every facet of the U.S. economy. Desperate times do not create good policy. What they create are desperate measures, which translates into election results that don't always have the best results for the economy as a whole. At least that's how I look at it. I'm not going to say I'm right, but that's how I see things, and that's where I'm at on the situation. But For the short term, I do hope that energy costs don't go insane, because I would like diesel to stay under 5 a gallon without discounts for the rest of this year. That would be really ideal. That will enable, I think, the economy to kind of stay more or less, I don't know, stable. Is that a good word to use for it? It will ensure that there's less upheaval in the different markets, and therefore it'll kind of keep things maybe more calm. I don't know. Again, I'm not going to say I'm the smartest person on the block about this. This is just how I see things and what I hope happens. But what actually happens, well, we'll see what happens when it actually starts happening. But for the time being, you know, it's just nice to see that diesel is not 5 a gallon before discounts in Illinois at truck stops that I frequent, which is a very good thing. Now, I spoke in a few videos ago about how I was looking at getting the Pilot Flying J, the Axle fuel card. I am still going to follow through on that, but I'm also going to maintain my RXO fuel card, because my RXO fuel card gives me really nice discounts at a lot of TA and Petro fuel stops on roads that I am routinely on, which is really, really nice. It's just a matter of being able to capitalize on those discounts when I'm in a particular area and I need to fuel up. One thing I will say that I don't like about the Axle fuel card for Pilot Flying J is that they have a minimum gallons per month requirement. I don't think RXO does have a minimum gallons requirement, but if you're looking at getting a new fuel card, I do recommend you check out the RXO fuel card and, you know, talk to those guys, see what you think their program might do for you in terms of whether you're a single truck operation or a fleet operation, because one advantage that I do see with the RXO program is you get a guaranteed discount at every Love's travel stop of 20 cents off per gallon base. That's just boilerplate baked into the program. I wish it was more than that, because TA Petro is a wild card. They can occasionally be, you know, in Connecticut I saw $1.20 off a gallon. I didn't go there to fuel, but I saw it was an option. And other cases, some TAs and Petros, I see that their discount is less than I would get at a Love's in the nearby area. The same thing is true with Pilot and Flying J. The discounts that are available through the Axle fuel card, they'll only go as high as 40 cents off a gallon with their basic program, but it could be as low as 15 cents off a gallon, depending on the fuel stop. And it's just be one of those things where you're gonna have to discount hunt and price hunt, bargain hunt, every time you're gonna go to fuel up and check, you know, the different apps and see which one you like. Now, I know there are other fuel cards out there that give other discounts and other values at other brands of fueling station, whether that's Circle K or Casey's or Quick Trip, Quick Start, Quick Stop, Speedway, a bunch of other places. But for me, like I said before, when I look at the services I get on the back end in terms of, you know, shower credits, drink credits, you know, maintenance options, especially at Love's, I'm pretty much always going to, or spend, in a given month, I'm going to do the majority of my fueling at the major truck stop brands, because of the rewards program points that give me things that I consume, such as, you know, free drink credits, you know, points for food, shower credits especially. I'm huge on my shower credits because I hate being filthy on the road, and I love me some showering. Get my daily shower, keeps me happy and not stinking, which is great. Because every now and again I come across truckers that's like, you do realize you can get a free shower by buying some diesel, right? I mean, you understand how this works. Like, why do you smell like you haven't bathed in a week? But oh well, it is what it is. Anyway, YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I hope I didn't rant and ramble too much this time around. I hope my pipe dreaming is something that you guys can kind of get behind as well. And I hope you have a good Labor Day Monday. And I will see you folks down the road. Take care.